the Raised on Dialup podcast.
Welcome back to Raised on Dial-Up, episode 8. Casey, my co-host Tony.
What to do?
What's going on, Tony? How you doing today, man?
Man, you already know, bro. Just chilling. We got a couple things we gonna talk about today. But before we do, I want to let everybody know that you see the merch.
Yes, new merch.
You
We
all
got
see
some
the
new
merch.
merch.
So me and Casey been talking about this, and we're gonna be in an upcoming episode. We're gonna be announcing that we have some different merch going up for a limited time. It's gonna be a limited amount of merchandise.
Do some hats, some
Some
t-shirts,
hoodies or sweatshirts, whatever.
Yep.
And so, if that's something that would interest you guys, please drop a comment. Let us know. That way we can know, kind of give it a judge. As you all know, we're up and coming. We're learning this stuff with you guys
Yes.
as we're learning it. And so,
Yeah.
if that's something you'd be interested in, please let us know because we definitely want to make that available to you if it's something that you would want. And we can probably do any colors, whatever, really,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. So just let us know. I won't advertise our upcoming merch no more.
Well, speaking of purchases, man. So I got something I want to get into with you real quick.
Okay.
So me and my girl, my girl smokes. You know, she likes to go to the res and get her
Okay.
stuff from there. Her
Yeah,
bud.
yeah.
So we were going there. There's actually a couple times we went there,
Uh-huh.
and she always comes out with some new, different name or strain of
can
the
only
smoke that she's
imagine.
got. Listen, when I tell you the names that these shops come up with now, this girl came out with a strain, and when I asked her what it was, I'm thinking like, oh, you're gonna tell me it's sativa or indica.
Right.
No, she told me the name, and the name was like unicorn poop.
Bro,
Unicorn, but like unicorn dookie, unicorn poop. I don't know.
that
It was a weird name, bro.
that doesn't surprise me at all, bro. I mean, I got one time, bro. It was called Cheetah Piss.
Cheetah piss.
Cheetah Piss. And it's just like where do they come up with these names? You know what I'm saying? I
Look,
mean,
when
some
we
of
were
them,
younger, you remember when we were younger, it was only a couple different names. It was either hydro or it was purple
Indo.
haze, endo,
Yep. Some
chronic,
chronic,
yeah,
ganja. That was it.
plain and simple.
That
There,
was it.
yeah,
And yeah, nowadays, I mean, and just for anybody who doesn't know, who's maybe listening to us from outside of New York, we live in New York State.
yeah,
It's recreationally legal here, and
it is.
so people can smoke it out, and there are some certain restrictions where you can't smoke at parks or state parks and around
The normal
places that
public
serve
areas that,
alcohol
yeah,
and things of that nature. But for the most part, it's legal out in public. You can walk down the street and smoke, and so the amount of options that you have when you go into one of these
it's
dispensaries
insane.
it reminds me of when Dave Chappelle on Half Baked gets down to the basement and he sees all the weed behind
In the medical
the
lab
counter
or
and
whatever,
he's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
Having,
that's what it reminds me of.
yeah,
It's
having
just
having the big O for some Maui Wowie. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
it's literally the adult version of Kid in a Candy Shop.
Yeah, it is, and that's
If
what
you
I'm saying.
indulge in that type of stuff.
And I've looked up some names just to see like what kind of crazy names that they've given weed these days. And the thing is that a lot of these shops, like if you look it up, they'll even admit that they just give the name just for the marketing.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
And I found names like one was Purple Monkey Balls, or you said Cheetah Piss. There was another
Cheetah
one
Piss.
called Goat Piss.
Goat
Like
Piss, yep.
I don't understand what.
Have you ever seen Grandma's Boy?
Yes.
You remember when he's talking about the Frankenstein?
Oh yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
he's talking about they called it the dirty brown or something like that. And he was like, "Why are you call it dirty brown?" He's like, "Cause you make him shit yourself." And he's
Yeah,
like, "Bro, I
yeah.
don't want nothing
Bro,
like that."
they even I think it was even on TED too. They mocked it, and it was one of them bits where they mocked just how many different names there are for weed now. Like the one, what do you say, was called "Help Me Get Home," and then you got Mark Wahlberg, and he's like hugging a building, and
Yeah,
they got to walk him like 4 blocks to get him home.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I mean the back in the day, if you were to ask your weed guy back in the day, like, is this a sativa or indica? He would have looked at you and been like, what?
Yeah, right,
Like
right.
you didn't even you either had chronic good weed
Yeah,
or you had dirt weed.
it was either good or it wasn't.
And yeah, I
And
mean,
that too, bro. The dealers, like nowadays, you can go into a shop, You can go and browse and pick what you want,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll talk to you and walk you through what's the best strain.
Yeah.
Well,
What are
back in
you
the
getting
day,
it for?
right,
Yeah, yeah,
right.
they're
Back in
funny.
the day, it was you got to get a hold of the dealer you had,
And you
which
didn't have options. Yeah.
you didn't have options. You didn't have many dealers
Nope.
neither.
Mm-mm.
And you had to hope they were around. And then when they told you that they were going to meet you to get you your
No.
stuff, they'd say, I'll meet you in about 20 minutes at this place.
That's where that meme came from when they'd be like, yo, and they'd be like, yo, I'm at the, you call your guy and he's like, I'm at the kids with my park. And then they show the guy and it's like, yeah, that's me coming down the slide. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's because, I mean, back in the day, we guys were infamous for being like, oh, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And then two
Yeah.
hours later, you're still sitting there
You
and they'll
literally,
still tell you, I'm right on my way. I'm on my way right
you
now.
got to
I'm right
take,
around the corner.
yeah, you got to take half the day just to get it.
You had to plan ahead.
You had to plan ahead. You
Yep.
had to have time. You had to have patience
Yeah.
because you had to deal with waiting for this dude because
Yep.
God only knows if he's even going to show up.
Well, now that they rescheduled it and all that, it's only a matter of time before you can get that shit door dashed, bro.
I'm saying, and you know what? I feel like that would go really good and really bad. I think it would go really good because it's gonna be easier for people to get it. They don't have to go anywhere. There's people that can't just drive places or whatever. But I'm thinking like now you gotta have DoorDash bringing your bud, and you gotta worry about what if they try to pinch it. You know what I mean? What if they try to get a little off the top? Because that's how some of these people will do that with some French fries.
That's
Think
true.
about
That's
some
true.
weed.
But I mean, even like I've done some door dashing before. It's one of those things like they seal up the bag and stuff. So if somebody does take something out of your bag, you're gonna know. Uh, I
Yeah,
and so I think the dispensaries would do the same thing. They'd put it in a bag, inside of a bag, inside of a bag, and they're stapled and they're whatever.
yeah,
And so I think they would make it as tamper proof as possible.
yeah.
I think what would probably happen is just be like, mm, it just wouldn't. They wouldn't even make the delivery. They just like,
They
fuck it.
just they
You
get
know what I
that
mean?
job just so they
Or
can get
or
it.
yeah, or somebody ordered like a large amount. Like they didn't order
Yeah.
maybe a 3.5. Maybe they ordered a larger amount. Somebody making that delivery might be
Right.
like,
And then
well,
it
this is
also
my last
it
delivery.
changes like the standards of delivering too, because then you would have them deliver the weed, and then what would they have to do? Because you know how with food they put it
You
down, they
got to
take a picture, and they leave,
picture.
right? Would you think if it was weed, they would have to put it down on a scale, take a picture, make sure it's still the same
Make
weight?
sure it's the same. I mean, they already do that with food. Wendy's does that with their food, bro.
They weigh it out.
They weigh their food, and then so that way, if I mean, like, who has a scale at home of that size where you can put that much weight on it,
Yeah, because
like
like
to
how big
weigh
of a
your food and
scale do they
verify?
have? They got a scale
It's like
at
one of
the
them grocery scales, like you wouldn't weigh produce at the
commercial
at the
scale.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
big scale, and so I mean, the odds of having somebody having that type of scale at home and being able to weigh and verify that what Wendy's put is the same thing that you got is a small chance. However, but Wendy's does already do it that way, and I'm
Mm.
assuming that's what that came from. That came from people taking food,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
when the people got their food, they would say, "Oh, there was only this. It was only a half a thing of French
Well,
fries,"
they've
or
made plenty of
"I was
comedy
missing
skits.
chicken nuggets."
Yeah,
Yeah,
comedy
yeah,
skits of people walking up eating out the bag of food.
yeah, yeah.
That pissed me off if that
What's
was the
that?
case.
One of the episodes we talked about phantom tax. They'd be like Dasher tax,
Oh my God, could you imagine?
Dasher tax,
Like
Dasher tax.
the fact that they can just have the freedom to go picking at your food before they even get to your house is crazy. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean that's why like for me DoorDashing, since we're on that, I don't mind it. It's not a big deal for DoorDash. It's like delivery. I get
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but I feel like it's taking away from people's social skills.
Oh, 100%.
Like ever since they started doing DoorDash, it's not the same thing as you know how back in the day when we used to order food, it was always pizza and wings,
That's
whatever.
all. Yeah, that's all that was available to be
That and
delivered.
yeah, we didn't have any choices.
Yeah, yeah.
We would order that food and we would have it delivered.
Yep.
And when we'd have it delivered, what'd you have to do?
Go to the door.
Go to the door. You
Yep.
had to interact with this
With the
delivery guy
delivery
or
driver.
girl.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you had to, you pay for it. You give them their tip.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Blah blah blah. A
All
little
that.
bit of conversation. That's it. Nowadays,
Nope.
nothing like that. Now,
Bro, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, like, but now you put an order in, and you're having it delivered, but they're leaving it at the door.
And not only that, bro, I've been door dashing before, and you can see people looking at you through like the blinds. You can see them,
Peeking.
like you can tell they're watching you, or they'll see you walk up and they'll just be like, and like I've had people wave at me through the window, like
When they could have
it's
just
just like,
walked 2 feet to the door, opened it.
especially now. We had to be down and meet the delivery driver back in the day before there was GPS. Now the app on your phone tells you that your
Yeah.
dasher is 2 minutes away. He's 1 minute away.
Yep,
You know what I'm saying?
yep.
So it ain't like you would have to sit there and wait.
Bro, I would watch my daughter, because my daughter, she door dashes, uh, not a lot, but enough to where it's regular enough to notice.
Right.
I've watched her DoorDash something, and then she'll wait for them to drop the food off, get back in their car, and leave.
Yes.
And she'll know they're there.
Yeah.
But she wants them gone for before she goes out to get her food.
Yes.
So there's no social interaction.
I've had a lady talk to me through her Ring camera that was home. It's not like she was at work. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
she was
just-
inside sitting on the couch.
That's lazy,
And,
bro.
and yeah, and
That's
she was like,
lazy.
yeah. And so, and I think that's kind of what the DoorDash is. It's either people that order it are either lazy,
Yeah.
one, or two, they're just super socially awkward.
Yeah.
And that's not helping.
And,
That's
and
not helping at all.
it made sense when they first started the DoorDash because I get it, the whole COVID, 6 feet,
right,
no
right.
contact.
Yeah.
But now it's like we're pretty much back to normal.
Yeah.
Like there's no reason why you can't, even if you DoorDash it, just go answer the
Go
door.
answer the
man.
door.
Go talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Go
say
being a
hi.
hermit.
Say I appreciate it.
Something.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like if
Some of them are weird, bro. Some of the people you dash to, you just get that whole vibe walking up to it. And then not only that, but some of the people are just nasty. You
Yeah.
can just tell, like you walk up to the house, bro, and it smells like the cheetah piss that we were talking about earlier.
Right,
And I'm
you
not
don't-
talking about the weed. I'm talking about literally cheetah piss.
you don't even got to see the inside of the house, and that
And you
too.
can tell it's like an animal shelter in there.
That's
you
what I'm
know,
saying.
and it's just so.
And listen,
yeah.
I've DoorDash a couple times myself, not like getting the food, but like delivering it. And I've been to some pretty, little nasty places.
Yeah.
Like I went to the one time I went to a hotel. I had to deliver to a hotel,
Okay.
and it was the Quality Inn, mind you.
In this town?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm sorry.
I haven't been to this hotel in years.
Oh,
Last
yeah.
time I've been there, it was decent.
So so now you probably know why I said I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get there, and I brought my daughter with me because she wanted to make a little extra money, help me out.
Right.
So I brought her with me. We get to the hotel. We go inside, and the lobby's nice. The lobby is like clean. Everything's new. It's bright. You know what I mean? It look real professional, like a hotel.
Yeah, like it's supposed to.
Right.
The only
So-
thing that look like that.
So we get through the lobby part, and now we got to go to where the rooms are.
Uh-huh.
You got to go through these doors, and then it takes you to the hallways room. Bro, I swear to God, as soon as you go through those doors, third world
Different
country,
world.
third world country,
Different world. It is.
immediately.
Bro,
we
my-
went through them doors, and it was disgusting.
Bro, my pop stayed there like it's probably been 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
He stayed there when he came into town for a while, and obviously he had like booked it before he got here, so he didn't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was actually only looking. I think that's one of the only places in town that have like the spa tubs in the rooms.
Oh yeah.
Because,
I
you know,
mean
they got
that'll.
they got, and so that's the only reason why he wanted it was because it was one of the only hotels in town that had you get the hot tub inside the room.
That was a selling point.
And my pops was coming here to just relax and get away from home.
He
You know what I'm
thought. He thought.
saying? And that's exactly what he thought, bro. Do
Yeah.
you know that he ended up leaving and he made him give his money back because as soon as he got there, he found a bed bug, bro.
Mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
And so, yeah, that place is disgusting.
I feel like they should at least list that those are included with your stay.
I mean, yeah.
Or like you
may
gotta
have
pay,
company.
right? Like you're sharing this room whether you know it or not.
Yeah.
Or like do you
Like,
gotta
is there
pay?
a do not disturb sign for bed bugs?
Is there an option to pay to not have the bed bugs? That's
Right.
what I want to know.
Yeah,
Like, can
yeah.
I upgrade to the ones with no bed bugs?
I'll be honest with you. They need to burn that motherfucker to the ground.
They just need to scorch it.
They need
Scorch
to.
the
They
whole.
need to- yeah.
Bro, when I walked in them doors in that hallway, it was humid. It felt nothing like the lobby. It was humid.
Oh, because of the pool thing, we're probably right.
You know what? I hope that's why.
No, it was probably
But-
because the stunk. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there. Yep,
It was.
it was that.
It was exactly. It was
was that.
humid. It was hazy in there because it just smelled like just cigarettes. It smelled like a cigarette lounge in there.
Got you.
You got people that are in their rooms. Their doors aren't even closed. You hear music everywhere. You got people hanging out in the hallways. Like it looked like a trap house.
Yeah,
It looked like a trap house.
And they got the nerve to charge.
and they got the nerve to charge it. Listen, I had
And
my
they charge
daughter
a
with
lot
me.
because it got the little pool thing.
Yeah, and I had my daughter with me, so I had my knife on me. You know what I mean? Because listen, that's sketchy.
It looks like I should have my knife on. me.
Yeah, to walk into a place like that and it's supposed to be a hotel, but it looks like you're walking into an interview with the cartel.
Yeah.
I think that I'm gonna have something with me.
It looked like the hotel that Tony Montana was at when he.
When he told Chi Chi to go get the yayo.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
so yeah, you go to sketchy ass places like that, and then it's funny because you kind of get the flip side of that coin, and you get to go to nice places when you DoorDash.
You
right?
do.
And,
Yeah.
and you get to see some what you think are pretty normal people, you know.
For the most
And
part.
it's fun door dashing in the summertime and going to the nice neighborhoods because you get to see the lawn care wars that are going on between all the
Oh my
dads.
God, bro. Listen, I am at that stage now.
No.
Summer,
Do
yeah.
you need me to get you, bro? Do we need to get? Do you need to talk, bro? Do we need to? Do we
I
need?
might, I might, I
Yeah.
might. I haven't watched enough progressive commercials. Um,
If y'all
so
know what he's talking about, let us know.
yeah. So it's to the point now. Summertime is gonna be here before we know it,
Mhm.
right? And my
Right around the
neighbor,
corner.
right?
Yep.
I don't have a lot of yard. Where I live, I got some yard, not a
Okay.
lot,
Yep.
but I don't have a lot. And my neighbor, same thing, not a lot, but
Hmm.
enough,
Yep.
enough to have lawnmowers.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I tell you this man, when the weather comes and it's a nice and it's staying consistently warm, his lawn, he's mowing that thing like twice a week.
Bruh.
And and you know, it pisses me off. Not because he takes care of his lawn, but because now I gotta compete with
Now
him.
you got to. Now you got. Or because if you don't do the same thing, you feel like you're neglecting your shit.
I'm neglecting my lawn. And it's not because he's taking care of his and I'm not. No, I am. But like, buddy, when I mow my lawn and then you mow your lawn and our grass is even, but then 4 days later you
You're
mowed your
out there
lawn
mowing
again,
again. Now it's
and then
not
you got
even.
my lawn looking like
Look
a shag
long.
carpet.
Yep.
Listen, now we got a problem.
We got issues.
Now I got to compete with him, so I don't look like I'm slacking.
And it's the friendliest competition ever.
It is. We don't talk.
Howdy, neighbor. And if you did, it would be how you doing? The lawn looks good.
Yes,
You know
good
what I'm
looking
saying? But in the
lawn.
back of your mind, you're like, man, I hope your shit dies.
For real. And
You
I
know?
mean, and that's how I feel sometimes. And like, look, I know a lot of people take pride in their stuff like that, especially the big houses. Like you said, DoorDash, you go to places like
Yep.
that, you got big houses,
Yep.
big lawns. And you know, they take pride in that. And you've seen some of these places when
Oh
you're
yeah.
going by, you see how they do the little like
Oh, they got it looks like a
diagonal
baseball field.
design. Yeah, stuff like that,
Yeah.
bro. How many times have you wanted to just like, I want to go home, get my lawnmower, and
Oh,
just run a line through
oh,
that bitch
100%.
just because
It's just your intrusive thoughts taking over. You know
that,
what I
and
mean?
because I might be a little jealous
Yo,
because I'm not doing
you ever heard
that.
the story when excuse me, I think it was Cat Williams talks
Mm.
about going to it was either Cat Williams or Kevin Hart talked about going to Stevie Wonder's house and how the
Uh,
grass was. Bro,
who mowed the lawn? Not
so
Stevie
no,
Wonder, right?
if y'all know what I'm talking about, this clip is too funny. And it was either Kevin Hart, Cat Williams. He's on somebody's podcast, and he's talking
Yeah.
about how when he got invited to go to Stevie Wonder's house,
Mm.
and when he got there, Stevie Wonder's house, all the grass was brown and dead. And they said it's because he ain't know, he can't see it. And he said it, but he probably liked the way it feel on his toes. It'd be all crunchy.
Just crunching and crispy, walking
Yo,
on Brillo
yo,
pads.
and so bro, you got to check out. I'm not doing the video any justice on the
That
comedic end
is
of it, but yeah,
crazy. Why?
if,
As famous as he was, nobody let him know his lawn was bad.
I don't know, bro.
Maybe they just thought he liked it like
Maybe
that.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe he
Yeah.
did like it, like because maybe it was a feel thing because you can't see it. If you can't see it, why the fuck you care what it looked like?
Yeah.
You know, I know Rick Ross. I think it was Rick Ross. He paid some dude on Facebook that makes videos of doing crazy designs in people's lawn. He paid to fly the dude out to like Miami, and paid to have his lawnmowers flown out and everything to cut designs in his mansion's front yard, bro.
They
And I
just did
and I think
random
he did like a I don't know what he the picture was, but it wasn't just stripes type
Rick
shit.
Ross is
You know what I mean?
extra. Rick Ross is extra for
He
that.
is, yeah.
I
He's
mean,
he been extra since day one.
like we know you got money, but like, you know what I mean? Like that makes about as much sense as DJ Khaled.
What would Joey from Full House say? Cut it out.
Cut it
You
out.
know what I
I'd
mean?
be telling
Like
him that. I
yeah,
would.
yeah. You know, so
So I got a random question for you.
okay.
So I got a nice little would you rather.
Oh, I like the would you rather's.
Yeah, I figured you would.
Everybody likes the would you rather's,
Yeah,
right?
everybody
Yeah.
likes them.
Let us know what your favorite would you rather
I
is.
figured you would. So this one in particular, if you had to fight a kangaroo or a chimpanzee, which one would you rather fight? If you had to get into a fight with one, which one would it be?
I mean, that's no hands down. There's no even really no thought behind that for me. I would way rather fight a kangaroo than chimp.
Kangaroo?
100%. Can a kangaroo get you? If he gets you and he kick you with them, you know what
Donkey
I'm
kick
saying?
you, yeah. You probably
You're,
break some ribs,
he
bro.
might, and they got claws, bro. So he might just like slice your intestines.
You wouldn't
know?
fight a chimp? I feel like I would fight a
Listen,
chimp.
man,
I would
I'm
try
gonna
to
tell
fight
you
a
right
chimp.
now. First of all, chimps are smarter,
Yeah.
and their arms are as strong as that kangaroo's legs.
Yeah, but like if you could just, you know what I mean, just quick, especially if you know some if you was in like wrestling, you could quick little chokehold for a
Man,
chimp.
he gonna bite the shit out you.
You
Let
think
him
so?
sink them. You ever seen the chimps teeth, bro? They got teeth bigger than my dog. They got canine teeth like fangs, bro. And so
Mm.
you get that thing in a headlock, he gonna bite your whole
He
nipple off.
gonna,
He gonna bite your whole
he said you
nipple
gonna
off.
bite your whole
He
nipple
gonna
off.
bite your whole shit off. And so no, there's no question I would way rather fight. I watched a dude, and I know everybody's seen the video. I watched a dude just give a kangaroo a right hook one time, and the
Boxed him out.
kangaroo ain't even do
Boxed him
nothing. The
out.
kangaroo looked at him like,
The
what the
kangaroo looked
hell?
offended.
Now around water, if we was in water, I may take the chimp because the kangaroos can hold. They said the kangaroos will hold you down and drown you.
Oh, that's fun.
And they say that they actually lure people's dogs in Australia. They lure
I
people's
did hear
dogs
that, yeah.
into ponds.
That's how the
To
dude got into that little boxing match with
yes,
the
right by the
kangaroo.
pond, right?
Because he was trying to get
Yes.
his I think he had his dog in a headlock.
Yeah, but in as smart as that sounds for a kangaroo, that's not even close to being how smart a chimpanzee is. So if you
Yeah, I
think
mean,
if you think that that's smart, that's not even close to. I mean, chimpanzees are what, only 2% different DNA than what we are.
they are
And
smart.
so,
They are
bro,
smart.
have you ever seen? Do you remember? There was a show back in the day called Man vs. Beast.
Okay.
It was I want to say early 2000s, right? If anybody remembers this show was crazy. It was very short lived, and I wish it would have went on longer, but it was dope. And I guarantee you can find the
Was
episodes
it
on
people
YouTube.
like fighting animals?
They weren't fighting, but they were competing, and they would have like the world's fastest man at the time was a dude named Michael Johnson. He's an Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he raced a zebra,
A zebra.
beat the zebra, bro. And I can't remember what the distance was. Probably like a 40 or 50-yard
Something
dash.
short.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
then like lost to a giraffe. Okay. Then they had there was an Asian dude back in the day when hot dog eating contest first kind of came on the scene.
Yeah, yeah.
He was like the world's champion for hot dog eating contest, and he competed against a grizzly bear in an eating contest. Grizzly bear destroyed him.
Bro, who's putting these contests together?
I don't know, but they're geniuses if you ask me. But what I'm getting at is one of the competitions they did, bro, is they had an orangutan versus a sumo wrestler in a tug of war. Okay,
Mm.
an orangutan is very close to a chimpanzee. Probably not as smart, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, probably, right?
But they're still not as big as a sumo wrestler,
but they're not
though.
near. No, this sumo wrestler was probably 450, 500 pounds. Okay,
Yeah, in
we're
a
talking
diaper.
about in a diaper.
Yeah.
We're talking about a very large human being.
Yeah.
Against a 140-pound orangutan, and they're playing tug of war, bro. By the end of it, the sumo wrestler is laid all the way down with the rope like against his chest, right? And you're thinking, oh, he's beating this orangutan, and then they pan
wasn't
over to
beating
the
him?
orangutan, bro. The orangutan's one arm in it, homie, one arm in it. Just
Get the f- here. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because
Just
that's what they do.
mocking him, yeah.
And then eventually starts pulling the sumo wrestler and stands the sumo wrestler up.
But
son.
where do they find that kind of strength, though? If you're 140 pounds, and I get it, like chimpanzees and orangutans, they all have some weird ass superhero strength, superhuman
yes, they
strength.
do.
Yeah. 140 pounds versus a 400 plus pound sumo wrestler, and this chimp is one handed, even if it's two handed, still. He's like almost a quarter of the weight. Where's
is it
that strength
possible?
coming from?
I don't know.
He must got
It's
strong.
got to just be the physics of the way they're built. Like their muscles are longer. They're maybe their muscles are more dense, and that's what makes them stronger. I don't know.
Strong
You know
toe
the science
knuckles,
behind
strong
that.
toe knuckles and elbows or something. I don't know,
Bro,
bro.
I am telling you 100%. Put me in the ring against the kangaroo, just like the little mouse on Looney Tunes used to do. Do you remember him?
Yeah,
Do you remember the mouse?
Yeah.
And old boy would think he was fighting a mouse, and then the kangaroo would pop out with the gloves on and whoop him.
Yeah.
You know, put me in the ring against the kangaroo because I don't think you whooping a chimpanzee.
I mean, probably not, but I would have just tried to just for my own, just to see what I could do. I'd probably lose. But you know what though? Chimps, the thing with them is like it's not so much of their strength and the biting that's good. Exactly. It's their thinking. They're smart. They are smart. Smart enough to where they can get sent up to space smart. Like NASA has sent them to space to make
I'm
sure.
not even smart enough to go to space.
I'm not smart enough to go to space, but they're sending chimps, and they're sending these chimps to make sure it's safe enough for humans to go up into space in these spaceships.
Yes.
And it's to the point where it's like, so chimps can go up into space in a rocket ship,
Yep.
and I can't even go to NASA unless I'm just going on a tour.
Bro, I watch people pass out on airplanes, regular
That's what I'm
airplanes, and
saying.
you sending this thing in a rocket ship that's going 20,000 miles an hour, or however fast, rocket ships
Got
go
chimps up
ridiculous.
there pushing buttons and shit,
Yeah,
just messing with stuff.
yeah, bro. I mean, I know chimpanzees. They've taught them things, sign language. They've taught them how to use like communication boards to where they
Yeah.
can like talk to you by pushing buttons and stuff. And I mean, there's only like a 2% difference between us, and so the intelligence level for me is just a kind of a
Yeah.
no-brainer. I'm gonna take the kangaroo over the chimpanzee all
Yeah,
day, every
and,
day.
and that's what I'm saying. Like when you're saying with the chimps, they're smart. Like you said, they're smart enough to where NASA can send them to space. I'm bringing this up because I was actually seeing yesterday that today NASA's doing another flyby to the moon. We're pre-recording,
Mm-mm.
so by the time that you guys see this, it already happened. But April 1st,
Mm-hmm.
they plan on, which is today, they plan
Yep.
on sending another spaceship out there to do not land on the moon, but like a flyby of the moon.
Isn't the plan to do this though, and then shortly here in the near future, we're gonna go land on the moon again?
Yeah,
From what
maybe.
I've heard, that I think that's what I've heard. Is like this is the first part of the mission, and
Yeah, no,
is
right now we're just doing a quick drive by of the moon, a
yeah,
little spin in the
little
block
spin
for
and
them.
block.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But and it's crazy to me because you know what? It's already hard to believe that this even happened the first time that they went towards the moon.
Yeah, because I mean, if you guys know, I mean, like conspiracy theories have been saying for years that we never actually landed on the moon. During that time in history, there
Yeah,
was a whole race. It was the space race. It was called the space race.
yeah.
To see who can get to the moon first.
Mm-hmm.
And China, Russia, United States, all of us was involved. And so I think that we staged it so that we could give off the appearance that we made it first,
Yeah.
and so that everybody else would quit trying, and then it would make us look more advanced
Well, I
than
mean, and you
everybody
got
else.
you got to think about it this way. They have had people, including astronauts that were there, admit that this never happened. That it was all staged. That there was green screens. That everything they did was it was all effects. Like there have even been videos showing the green
They've
screens.
slipped
Like
up
they've
many
slipped up.
times.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So for them to say that they're gonna do like a flyby of the moon or whatever they're doing now, it's like I mean I get the hype, but it's hard to believe that they actually are even gonna go.
Well, I mean, from what I understand, aren't they live streaming it?
I heard they are gonna live stream it, which you know what that bothers me. So listen, they're gonna live stream this whole voyage towards the moon, right?
Uh huh.
But how is it they can do that and I only get a couple bars of service on my cell
Ooh,
phone? But
facts.
you can stream from space by the moon.
Facts.
Makes no sense.
Bro, who is their carrier?
I want to know. I'll pay the money.
Yeah, NASA must got their own. Maybe it's because they're closer to the satellites.
It could be, yeah.
You
I
know what I'm
swear to God. And if
saying?
anything, I want to if I knew who was going to the moon to even do that flyby, I'd be like, you better call me.
Yeah, for sure.
FaceTime me because you can be right by a
Something.
satellite. There's
Yeah,
no
there's
excuse.
no excuse whatsoever. Yeah,
Yeah,
bro,
man.
that is a good question. How are you going to live stream it when my phone been acting up for 2 days and buffering when I watch videos sometimes, and so
Bro,
yeah,
they're live streaming a flight to the moon, and we still haven't gotten GTA 6 yet.
that I mean, honestly though, is that surprising?
No,
I mean,
no,
it's
it's
really
not.
not.
It's not.
At this point, is GTA 6 even a real thing?
About as real as getting to the moon. It might even be up there. It might even be up there on the moon. You know what I
Yo,
mean?
yeah, yeah. When we get to talking about the moon, bro, that's one of those things. Like I start going down that rabbit hole, uh, I get to thinking about conspiracy theories,
Oh
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not one of those people who I go hard on them. There are certain ones that I'm willing to I'll die on that hill. The flat Earth thing. You can't convince me any other thing in this universe that we're
yeah,
you can't convince me that the Earth isn't round. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so, but I get to going down that rabbit hole, and you open up doors like the pyramids.
Bro, the
You open up.
pyramids bother me, and only because I still don't know how that shit was made. I seen something just yesterday where the dude was talking about how precise these lines were on how the rocks were cut and how they were stacked and everything.
Bro,
It,
it's unimaginable. I read a book one time, and it's on the mathematics of the pyramids. For
yeah,
one, it's like the square. Like if you take the outside perimeter and times it by like pi, it's
Okay.
the exact number that light
3,
travels.
3.14. I remember
3.14.
that.
Yep.
I ain't going
It's
over
like
there.
the exact number that light travels, the
I
miles per
heard
hour.
that. I did hear that.
And
Yeah.
then there's another thing, like so the footprint of a pyramid is a square, right? It's four sides that all four sides come up to a point.
Yeah.
Well, when these pyramids were supposedly built, which we still don't know that, but we do know that they were, you're talking at least probably 5,000 years ago, if not more,
Long time ago.
right?
Long time.
And even at the most recent time of 5,000 years ago, that was in a time when everyone thought the earth was flat.
Yeah. People
Okay.
still think the Earth is flat.
So if you look at the, yes, they do. And so if you look at the footprint of that square, right, each side is actually concaved a little bit. Okay. So that means
Like
it
dipped in.
dips in a little bit. Yes, it dips in a little bit. It's not a perfectly straight line. And the
Oh.
reason why it dips in is because they are so massive that the footprint of the pyramid is so massive that it had to account for the curvature of the earth.
So they built it based on the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
See,
And so, and that was at a time when they thought the earth was flat. So that's what makes me, then you start going out and out down that rabbit hole, like, not how, not when were they built, who built them,
who built it, how they did it.
how they did it.
Yeah, and that's what gets me like down that same rabbit hole of conspiracies because like I've seen where they talk about how the ice wall on the other side of the ice wall there's all these different parts of the world that are shut
Right.
off to us like we have no access to
Right.
and
Right.
the earth really is flat and we're just in like a little dome type of
Yeah,
thing and
the
blah blah
what do they
blah.
call it, the
The
firmament or whatever, yeah, whatever the hell it's
yeah,
called.
the
I can't
firmament.
say it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that too. Like when they say that they launch these spaceships and whatnot into the air, people will say, "Oh, well, watch the spaceship, watch it go up, and then watch it curve and go that way." And they're like, "It's because it can't break the firmament. We're in a bubble and it's a flat Earth." They're like,
Yeah, no, no,
we don't live on a
it's
plate." You
because
know what I mean?
it's on the path to track the moon or wherever it's going. Yeah, there's more to it, but yeah, it can definitely take you down that rabbit hole, bro. And the pyramids is just the start of it. You got shit like, and it's hard to nowadays too. I think people are starting to realize like all these crazy, weird conspiracy theorists that we've had for years are actually kind of, some of the stuff is becoming true. You
Yeah.
know, they always said that they were doing experiments on like people back in the day, like the CIA was doing experiments on people back in the day. Come to find out, that was true. It was called MK
Mhm.
Ultra. They were giving LSD and stuff to military personnel and stuff like
Yep.
that. And so, and trying to control their brain, they were doing that's something they were like poking at people's brains and seeing if they can make their arms move, like that
Yeah.
weird type of
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
And so, uh, it's hard to not question some of them
Well,
nowadays.
that and they've already admitted that extraterrestrials, aliens, and whatnot have always been here and within the government. And what I'm curious more about, not about space. Cool, we see plenty of movies and all that stuff about that. But for me, what gets me is that ocean.
Bro, the
They
ocean's a
say
scary
that
space.
extraterrestrials are really from the ocean, that the ocean is where we haven't explored because we've explored 5% of the ocean and they stopped because they think they were scared.
Bro, you ever seen an octopus? Tell me them damn things ain't from another planet.
You know what? I've been lucky enough to not run into one, and I kind of hope to never run into
I mean,
one.
I've never seen one in the wild. I've seen one at the zoo before. They
I
had a
was going
big
to say
Pacific
movies.
at the Niagara Falls joint. They got a big
Oh,
Pacific Northwest octopus, which they're the huge ones that change
yeah.
colors and. But anyway, those things are not from this planet, bro. They got like nine brains. They got a bunch of different
We
hearts.
just made them normal. We normalized octopus.
Yeah, bro. So the ocean to me is a scary place, and I've lived by the ocean multiple times in my life. And when I was a kid, I wasn't scared of the ocean. But
Ugh.
as I get older, I feel like I'm a little more scared of the ocean than. But they do say that like most of the stuff that well, we haven't explored hardly any of it, but
Yeah.
most of the stuff, most of the animals are only like 250 miles from the coast.
Would you go on a cruise?
I wouldn't, but not because of the ocean thing.
So
I
that's
have different reasons of why I wouldn't go. I don't want to go on a cruise because I don't want to pay all that money to just look at water.
So yeah, and I get that. And for me, I think a lot of people, like from what I see, a lot of people they get so distracted by all the amenities and everything that cruise ships have. Like
That they charge
some
you
cruise
everything
ships
for.
have even like shopping
Oh
malls.
yeah, for sure. They're
But
they're floating cities.
but that's why I won't go on a cruise. It's because of the ocean. Because I put it this way: if I'm gonna be on something that ends up failing to work anymore.
Yep.
I'd rather it be an airplane because that way I know that once we hit,
It's over.
it's done. We're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
done. But with a ship, ships can sink and people can survive. But you're in the ocean.
yeah,
One, the normal people are scared of sharks.
yeah.
But two, I don't know what else is down there.
I'm scared of what we don't know
Yeah,
about.
I'm scared of what we don't know. And you've seen the videos of people on cruise ships or just on boats at night talking about mermaids.
Mermaids and,
I don't care what nobody
sirens
says.
and all that
Mermaids
weird
do
stuff.
not, they're not like Ariel. They are
Yeah.
demons, bro.
If there is a mermaid, it's not a nice thing.
I don't want
Yeah,
to
they're
see
not
it.
brushing their hair and eating with silver forks. That's
No,
for sure.
none of that.
They're
I'm
not
not.
doing none of
Yeah,
that.
I could never go on a cruise because I am more terrified of the ocean than I am of space. If
Yeah.
you ask me to go to space, I might be like, yeah. I mean, if we're really going, I'll go on the ship. But if you ask me to go out into the ocean and go explore deep sea diving underwater, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, like I think we talked about it before. Like I learned how to scuba dive when I was younger, and that was cool. And I had only went in the ocean once, and when we went in the ocean, it was just like we just walked in off of the beach. You feel me? Like
You were still,
we didn't take
yeah,
a boat way out, and then
yeah,
and so we only got out to maybe 30, 40 foot deep. So it wasn't nothing like that. Any other time that we went scuba diving, it was like freshwater springs and things of
yeah,
that nature.
yeah,
So, but yeah, I don't think that I would want to go deep sea scuba dive or nothing because there's just too much stuff out there that, like you said, we don't know about, and even the things that we do know about, like they will you up. You know what I'm
completely,
saying?
yeah,
Like
immediately,
I watched
immediately.
I watched a fish the other day. I'm pretty sure it was a grouper. I watched a grouper eat a whole shark in one swallow.
Oh, I just
I
seen a
was like,
video of somebody that fished out a grouper off of a bridge, and that thing was huge.
yeah,
I mean,
bro,
huge. And
easily.
I seen a group of people pull out. It was like a 400-pound swordfish.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, this thing it literally is
No,
born with a sword on its face.
yeah, I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to be in the ocean.
I'm good on that.
My wife, she for the longest time didn't understand. Like, oh, like why wouldn't you? It's just a cruise ship. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, look, I'm not doing it. If anything goes wrong, I got natural bad luck. So for me,
He said, if it wasn't for bad luck, I would have no luck
you
at
get me
all.
on that cruise ship. It's Titanic too. We're
Yeah,
going down.
yeah, I
Like
got
I
you.
don't want to get on this cruise ship.
Glad you told me that before we ever decided.
Yeah, we ain't going.
I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do a cruise neither. You know what I mean? Like when we
Yeah.
went to Puerto Rico a few years back, we did some snorkeling, but it was the same thing. It was just shortly. It wasn't far from like the island.
No, yeah.
And it was only like 20, 30 foot deep. You could see the bottom. It wasn't just the dark abyss where you had no clue what was below you and you couldn't even see it.
So okay, so I get what you're saying. So then basically it was like that movie Couples Retreat. You ever seen the movie
Yes.
Couples Retreat where they're out there
Yes.
snorkeling and whatnot?
Yes.
The worst that would happen was his shark attack, which
Yes.
he just scraped his
He
elbow on
My man
something.
was
He
so
made
he was big the biggest drama
he
queen
made
about
every
that.
he was a shark attack survivor.
He was a shark attack survivor and he took
Yeah,
it to
so it
the
was something
fullest. He
like
took
that.
it
It
to
was
the
something
fullest,
light,
bro.
nothing
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
deep sea down
No,
and
no, it
yeah,
wasn't nothing like that. I'm good on that, to be honest with you. I'd
yeah.
rather go skydiving, to be honest with you.
Skydiving, yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather go skydiving than do that because, like, same thing. Like, if I go skydiving and it fails,
Oh well,
you got
you're done.
30 seconds and
Yeah, I mean you're
you
gonna
can
hit the
make
ground.
amends.
Yeah, you're gonna hit the ground, and then there
There's
is
a
no.
lady that survived. You know that one time, like she
She hit
fell
the
from
ground.
yeah, bro. She fell from like 15,000 feet, and her parachute didn't work, and she hit the ground, and survived, bro. Survived.
How?
I have
Like she
no
was
idea.
conscious when they found her.
Like I'm pretty sure she broke like all her shit,
Everything.
but yeah, bro, she survived. Like
At that
she
point, finish me off.
yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know. Maybe let's go play the lottery instead. Like I'm the luckiest person,
yeah, but like, would
but I
you?
think you used all your luck.
Yeah, well, that and even if you did hit the lottery and you won millions and whatever dollars, like
It buys you the best body cast ever.
you're gonna look like the dude on the Got Milk commercial.
Oh my god! Yeah, yeah, dude, that was great. That was great.
So yeah, so instead of cruises, definitely I'd rather get on a plane.
For sure.
Skydiving is still it seems more doable than getting on a cruise.
Yeah,
I'd definitely rather do
100%.
that. But speaking of would you rather's,
Uh-oh.
I have a second would you rather that I also wanted to ask you today,
Okay.
and this one's a little off the hinges, but
Okay. That's all right. I mean, we're 90s kids. That's what
yeah,
we are off the hinges.
yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
keep it
yeah.
interesting. So, would you rather
Uh-oh.
would you rather punch your mom in the face, and I mean full on cock that thing back, bow,
Okay.
one time for $1 billion,
A billion would
a
it be?
billion. I'm
Wow.
talking a billion,
Okay.
or Would you rather take a razor scooter to the shins 3 times a day for a week?
How am I taking this razor
I'm
scooter to the
talking
shins?
someone big, like Luke Ferrigno big, whipping that thing around in the
Like baseball
shins
bat hitting you with it.
3 times a day for a week, or punch your mom in the face as hard as you
See,
can.
okay, so here's I have two questions off of that. Well, not though. I got one question. Do I get to ask my mom her opinion on this before I make my decision?
I feel like you could, but the element of surprise would probably make it more interesting. Cause like think about it. You're gonna ask her, and then you're gonna have to worry about the guilt trip, and it's gonna make you want to do the other thing.
I
But
thought
like,
about her just sitting there thinking about it, and you just snuff her.
yes, don't say
No,
nothing.
it's just
Pow. And then when
she
she
wakes
wakes,
up, you're just like raining
raining the
money.
money, I think she'd be okay with it
Yes,
after
yeah.
that.
You
But
know,
nah, like yeah, you could ask her,
I
but
mean, so here's the thing. I'm 6'4", 200 pounds. You know what I mean? My mom is 5'4", 5'5", 105, soaking wet, and she's 70 years old, bro. Like, I might take her out, like all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way. Like,
that's gonna be the last thing
she gonna
she
have a good
experiences.
funeral because I just got $1 billion. You know. So I don't
Yeah,
know. I think honestly, I might have to take the shins.
take the chance.
I would be a little concerned for my shins though,
I'm yeah,
and the
man.
long term damage that that could potentially do.
I mean, you felt what a razor scooter feels
I
like
mean, when you
when it
just
hits you
yeah,
in the
one time,
shins.
not that ain't even nobody big swinging that
This three
thing,
times a day. I'm talking. This is before, right after breakfast, and then after lunch,
and then
and
after
then after
dinner.
dinner.
Oh
You are
man,
getting
that's
them
what you got
shins
for
banged
dessert
on three
every day
times
for a
every
week.
day for a week.
Man, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping my mom would just be like, get it over with, you know, and
Yeah, I'm
she's
not gonna
talking about me hitting her. You know what I'm saying?
lie. I'm like,
I'm hoping that's the route we go,
when I
but
seen this, would you rather?
not.
First, my first instinct was I'm punching my mom.
Yeah.
I'm good.
If yeah, you know, if you would have caught me when I was like 15, 14, and my mom was like my age now or whatever the case was,
Yeah.
I think it would have been a lot. I there wouldn't have been a question because more just then like
It would have been more of a. It ain't about the
it ain't
money.
about the
It
money.
ain't about the
Yeah, yeah.
money.
You know, it would have been because I don't really think I could have done the damage back then like I
Yeah,
do now.
nah.
But now I don't think that. Yeah, no, I would be concerned for her survival.
That yeah, that
You
and
know,
you know it is your mom at the end of the day. So I mean, yeah, with taking it to the shins with the razor scooter, I probably would too. But the thing is, like, do you could just imagine after a week
bro.
of taking that to the shins 3 times a day, you ain't gonna have no shins left.
No, you're gonna have. I feel like you're probably gonna have some type of like permanent damage,
Oh,
dude. Like you're gonna
absolutely.
have nerve damage. You're gonna have all types of stuff because that's not, you know. And don't get me wrong, your mom might have some damage too if you went that route.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
But a
so
billion dollars could fix some things. You could fix your shins with $1 billion. You could like they could put
you
smart
could get
shins
new
in your legs.
legs.
New legs. You could get smart legs. Like,
You
could
could
you imagine?
you be little tink tink, like Cat Williams said. You be little
Polo
tink
tink
tink,
tink.
polo
But
tink tink.
just imagine, like you got $1 billion, you could spend that much money and get some crazy new legs. And I'm talking smart legs, like you can sync them to your Apple Watch or your
You could
phone.
like make yourself taller and shorter as you
So
want
I
them.
could use that. You know what I mean? I could use that. I'm
No, no,
taking it to the
no.
shins.
He said,
And
"I'm gonna take those."
and like if you're someone that you don't run, but you could program them legs to run, well now you could be the fastest
Yo,
kid
you know what
alive.
that made me just think of? You seen those things that they got? You can attach to like your waist, and then it kind of it like extends down your legs,
Bro, China's got them. I
and it
think. I
takes and
think it's
it
China.
uses it gives you it like makes you not use all the energy to take
Yeah,
one step as it would, and so
yeah.
like you can run way faster for way
I
longer.
think
And
you can rent them. I
word,
think you can either you can rent them or you can purchase them, but it's like China or somewhere out there.
yeah,
I seen a
they're
video.
way ahead. You seen they
Oh,
got the kinetic sidewalks?
kinetic sidewalks.
So there's sidewalks in Japan in some places when the people walk on them,
Yeah,
the force of people walking on them stores energy and they use that energy to power stuff
just from walking on them.
just from everybody walking on the sidewalks all day.
I mean,
How smart is that?
better than us.
I
We
mean, I
can't
don't know
even,
how much it costs to make these
bro.
sidewalks, and I don't know what the difference in cost and type stuff is,
Yeah.
but I feel like as long as they're not breaking down and stuff and they're working constantly, like that has to pay off eventually.
So they got kinetic sidewalks, and yet we
Yeah.
still can't even fill in potholes.
Bro, they won't even, yeah, I can't even see the lines when I drive down the road at
That's
night
what I'm
because like
saying.
they won't
Like,
even paint the lines, you know? So, yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, who knows, bro? It's weird. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to take the shins.
take the shins.
I'm gonna take the shins. What you got? You punch your
I
mom?
like I said,
You punch
honestly,
your
at
mom, dude?
first it was no question. I was gonna just rock my mom. You know
Okay,
what I mean? I would boom,
just get it over with.
get it over with.
Yep.
Sorry, mom.
Sorry,
Here's
you
some
wake up
millions of
rich.
dollars,
You're gonna
but
wake up
you know,
rich.
again, yeah, again, it is my mom, so I'm like, ah. Now, if I were to ask my mom, like, would
The
you
same
rather me punch
question.
you or
She's
give
gonna
myself
punch
hit in
the
the
shit out of
shins?
me.
Yeah, if well, no, I'm saying like if I would ask her, like, in your opinion, what do you think I should do? She's gonna tell me like no questions asked, take it to the shins. So my mom would easily say, "You take some pain."
You take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I
And
mean,
she would also say that she would punch you instead of take it to the shins for $1 billion.
oh,
You
absolutely,
know, so
absolutely.
we understand. It's a
It'd
one way
probably be the
street.
same thing where it's
It's a
not
one way
about the
street.
money.
It's a one way street. We get it.
Yeah, but
But it is what it is.
I'm taking the chance. Like I said, if I got that much money, I'm getting some smart legs. I'm growing a couple inches.
I mean,
You
might
know what I
not be a
mean?
bad thing.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
absolutely
I
not.
mean,
I'll
it would be a
take it
bad thing for that week,
for
but
that week.
after
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
my turn. I mean, yeah. I mean, you
I'm be
could.
walking around like what's his name? You remember Family Guy? That old man, the old perverted man. Remember his dog?
Yes, bro.
His dog's legs ain't work. I'm gonna be like that dog for a week.
Yeah, you sure are,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
Yeah, you sure are.
Yeah.
So yo, what we got a little thing you want to do. We about to wrap up the episode, right?
Yeah.
But
So
before we wrap it up, what you want to hit us with something, right?
yeah, so I want to do this thing to where at least once every episode I want to bring up something from the 90s that was like cool back then or like something that was out that we just never like knew
Yeah,
about
yeah.
or that we did know about but a lot of people now don't know about it.
Gotcha.
So I was looking online and I seen what was it? Crazy snack flavors.
Ooh,
So crazy snack
90s were
flavors.
infamous for it.
Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay came out with what was it? Oh, they Frito-Lay released Pizza Doritos in the 90s. Pizza
I
Doritos.
think I could fuck with that.
I think I remember either
I remember
seeing them
they were in
once.
a white bag.
Yeah,
They were in a
yeah,
white bag. I
yeah.
do remember the pizza Doritos. I can't say that I ate a lot of them, but
No.
I do remember them.
So that's not even that's so like it sounds good. It's something memorable, but what's crazy is you know what else they released?
Uh-oh.
Sour cream and onion Cheetos.
Nope. Nope.
Sour
Nope.
cream and onion Cheetos should only have one flavor,
Yep.
bro. It's either
It
cheese.
says cheese almost in the name.
Yeah, it's
So
either
only
cheese or
supposed to be
not.
cheese. Yeah.
Or hot. You know how
Or
like
hot.
people
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
hot Cheetos now?
But I still think they're cheese. It's like hot cheese
Yeah, it's
flavored, you
cheese.
know? I mean, they do make those like you ever had like those ranch fries?
Yeah, I remember the ranch
And so I
fries.
feel like maybe the Cheetos would be something like sour cream and onion Cheetos would be something similar to like the ranch hot fries.
Yeah.
But at the same time, no,
He's
no,
just no,
no,
no.
no. That's what they didn't last for a reason. They
Well,
didn't last for a
the
reason.
90s was when they were trying just
They was definitely
they were just
trying
trying
stuff, bro.
stuff, new things.
Remember the little packs of crackers with the little red stick, and you try and get the cheese,
Yeah.
and you spread it on the cracker.
Yeah.
Yep, I used to mess them up. I used to
Look,
mess them up. Them was better than a whole Lunchable.
they really were.
I'll be honest with you, that
And
was better than a whole Lunchable.
I like them better than the ones with the breadsticks where you try
I
to
don't
dip
fuck
it
with.
in the cheese because
I
they
ain't
were
fucking
always
with the
broke,
breadsticks.
man.
Yeah,
It
I
was
ain't fucking with the breadsticks. Give
yeah,
me
it
the
was
cracker. Yep,
disappointing. Yeah,
yep.
let
Give
me
me those.
just you
Yep.
know what I mean?
And then yeah, you be trying to get all of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, that's
I
just a
like that fact.
little 90s fact for you
Nice, nice.
and
I
for
like
you
that.
guys and everything. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that's all we got for today, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead and take us out.
Yeah, well, we appreciate everybody watching. This was episode 8. Stay tuned in. Like we said at the beginning of the episode, we're going to be in an upcoming episode talking about the merch. So, in order to find out about it, you got to make sure you're watching this on YouTube. Catch all
Yeah.
of our clips on everything else, social media wise, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. You can listen to us on Spotify if you're at the gym and you just want something funny to listen to. Uh, Other than that, we appreciate y'all. And we'll see you next time on Raised on Dial Up.
Yes, sir.
The Raised on Dial-Up podcast.